Alright, so we are going to go into the main design for today, which is this login and registration form. This is the layout. This is what we want to design. So we are going to, this is the login section and this is the registration section. So let's go into the code. Here is the code. So let's quickly have the HTML. So let me start by typing in the HTML. The first thing is the wrapper. So I'll give this one an ID of wrapper. So within the wrapper, I'm going to have header 1. So I call this one Zayola Farms. Next, I'm going to have a paragraph. So let me have a paragraph. So this paragraph, I'm going to say livestock and farming. Livestock and farming. I'm going to give this one a class that I'm going to style later. And the reason why I'm going to give it a class is because paragraph usually comes with some default spacing and margin. I want to remove it, so I'm going to style it my own way. Let me call it italic. Next, so let's have the login form holder. So I have a div, and I call this, give it an ID, give it an ID of form holder. Give it an ID of form holder for our styling. Then within it, we are going to have a fifth set. That's the one that will show the line where we're going to have login section. So we have fifth set. So within the fifth set, we are going to have legend. Then I'm going to call this one login. So if we take a look at what we have done, let me just right click, open with live server. So this is what we have done so far. Without styling, we can see what we are doing. So let's go back to the code. Let's now have the input that will be inside. So to have a space there, I'm going to have a div. So I'm going to give it a class. Give it a class of size box. Let me call it a class of. Let me give it a class of size box. I'm going to style that one to give me a space. Then I'm going to want to have the inputs now. My text field input type. This one is going to accept text. I'm going to give it a name. The name of this one will be username. I'm going to give it ID. The ID is for JavaScript if I want to apply programming later. So I'll give this one username. The other one is if I want to apply other programming language apart from JavaScript. So I'm going to make use of the name which is already specified, a placeholder. So I'm going to call it username. So I'm done. So I'll just copy and paste this into 3 places for the password and also for the button. So I'll change this one, the type of this input to be password. So it's going to show something like start. This one will be password, and this one will be password. This one here will be password. Then this one will be a submit button. So this will be submit. So this will be, the name will be, I can call it SBT. I can call this one SBT. Here will not be a placeholder. This will be the value of what we are going to see. So I can call this one login. So I think we are good to go. We are through with the first stage. So if you come here and see, we are done within a few seconds. So let us style this now. So we go back to our CSS now. So let's come to the CSS section and do the styling. So let's go. So we have already done the box sizing to make sure that anything we put within it will not overlap. Then let's style the body. So I have my background image. So my background image URL. So now I have images, I have BG. So if we check what we have done, it's there already. So we go back to our code, we control the image background repeat, no repeat. So no repeat. Then background size cover, so that it will not repeat itself. So this way we are done. So if we come here, you can see we have styled the background. Then the other thing now is to work on our responsiveness when we are checking it on mobile phone. So width should be 100 viewport width, and the minimum height, so that it will cover everything, minimum height should be 100 viewport height. Then we can say overflow up to means we can scroll the page by the edge, so that when everything is more than a page, you can scroll. So we have done that. We have covered for the mobile responsiveness there. So the next thing we are going to do now is to work on the wrapper. So let's come to the wrapper. The wrapper is an ID. So we have the wrapper. So from the wrapper we have the width. We give it 800 pixels. Then we give it a minimum height, so that we can auto adjust and respond to element within it. 100 viewport height. Then we have overflow up to. Then we have margin to put it in the middle. We have 0 to. What am I doing? Yes, 0 to, so that it will be in the middle. Then we have display to control the element within it. So we have flex. Then align items, so it will be in the middle of the page. Align items, be in the center. Align, we have align item, we have center. Then justify content, we have justify content to the center. We are good to go with that section with our wrapper. We are good to go, so everything is centralized. So the next thing now that we need to style is our header. So we are going to style our header. So let's come to the form holder. So I want to start the form holder. So we start the form folder. So we have border dash radius. We give it 20 pixels. A margin, give it a margin of 20 pixels. Then maximum width, give it a maximum width of 50%. Then our background we give it a background RGB. So this first one, which is red, we give it 224, which will have upper hand. The next one, which is green, we give it 74. The next one, blue, give it 73, and the opacity, the alpha, that's, let's say, 0.6. To control the content within it, we display flex. Then the flex direction is column, so to arrange everything on top of each other. Then we have align items, we have center. Alright, so let's take a look. Okay, so now this is form folder. Then we need to style our inputs. We also need to style our wrapper. need to style this wrapper. There's a section we need to complete there. We need to give it a flex direction of column so that everything will appear on top of each other. Give it a color of white smoke. So let's see. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do now is to style the input. So let's go to the input, the text boxes. So let's have the text boxes. So we have the inputs. So we give it a width of 100%. We give it a padding of 20 pixels. We give it a background color of Alice blue. Then we give it what? We give it a border. Give it a border of 1 pixel. Dotted hashtag EEE. Then we give it a border radius to have a curved edge. Border radius of 10 pixel. 10 pixel, and we'll give it a margin top of 20 pixel. So let's take a look. So we are getting closer to it. So the next one now is we need to style the BTN. We also need to style our size box. So the size box, we give it a height just to give space there, 20 pixel. Then we need to style our paragraphs, the italics, the one I call italics. So we want to remove the excess spacing. This excess spacing, the paragraph here, I want to remove it. So I'm going to style the header 1 as header 1, comma, header 2, comma, header 3, comma, header 4, comma, header 5, comma, header 6, comma, paragraph. I'm going to style all of them. I will apply to all of them at once. I don't want the margin. That one will be 0. I don't want the padding. I will give it my own. That will be 0. So that's set. So we'll check all the spaces will have gone. So it has reduced it. So the extra space is there. It's gone. So the next one we are now going to do now, I want to apply my own styling. So I'm going to say dot my italic. So I will apply my own styling. So I'm going to say font style. Font style is italic. I'm using that one for the footer section. Then the other thing I'm going to do now, fill set. I also need to style my fill set. So my fill set. Let's just style my fill set. So I give it a margin. I give my fill set a margin of 20 pixels. And I give it a minimum width of 90%. And I give it a minimum height of 200 pixels. Then I give it a color of white. So I know that thing to style again. BTN. So let's look at our BTN button. BTN. So background color. Let's say we give it dark red. and the color should be white, and the font weight to be bold, right? Then the link now. So let's look at our link. We have a color of white smoke and the font weight to be bold. Font weight to be bold. So for now, let's take a look at what we have done. So this is what we have done so far. So it's easy. We are almost through. So we have done this section. So we'll now go into the registration form now, which is similar to this. You just copy and duplicate it and add name to it, and possibly phone and email and address. So let's save this first.